Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to hang out in between videos, come check out the Discord. We're also doing exclusive content over on Patreon. We're in the middle of Queendom 2 right now. We're doing Mamamoo TV Season 5, as well as Strong Woman Dobong soon, and Young Street with Wendy. This week, she is with Taeyeon. But today, though, we are getting into the next album from I-dle. This one I'm extremely excited for, but also a little sad about. Someone let me know that this is going to be Soojin's last album with the group, which is particularly sad for me because she's kind of been like my top bias wrecker. Since we started here, it's been Minnie clearly at the top, and then Soojin has been like right below there. So I'm gonna be pretty upset that she's gone, but we will check out her solo content a little later in the dive. So for now, let's get into it, starting up with Hann, Alone in Winter. Interesting. It's got a very dark vibe. And a little bit of that kind of like Western tinge from the last song. Maybe to tie them together thematically. So the last one was kind of like telling them to go away, and this is about them regretting that they're alone and the end of that relationship. Ooh. Oh, that piano. Oh, wow. Okay. It was like both a very powerful but lonely song, and the production felt lonely, right? Like it was very much a feeling of like they were glad that they managed to break free from this relationship, but at the same time they regretted it, and it felt like they were just like wondering if they were always going to be alone after that. Maybe. It was a sad track, but not necessarily because the relationship was over, but because they felt bad that they had wanted the relationship in the first place. because they longed for them yesterday and today they regretted it. And there wasn't a day that didn't pass by that they didn't think about them. And thematically that ties in with like the previous one where it was they were still in the relationship, but they were like realizing what kind of person this was and saying they were basically done. And to leave them alone. And this one is like the person listened and left, and now they're dealing with the regret. Oof, rough. All right, let's check out a live performance of this, and I think it also has the original as well. And when I say original, Hann alone. I was not expecting there to be choreo for this. Oh, this is already the version without Sujin. I'm sure it'll be fantastic, but ooh, it's kind of like modern dance choreo inspired. Interesting. It fits the vibe of the song really, really well. And right into Hann alone, right? Oof. Oof. This song's just fire. I had a feeling that HWAA might get more lines in this version. All right, Minnie. Oof. Oh, I forgot about the, like, her little dance break there. Nice. So the interesting thing about Hann Alone in Winter is that it's like a very powerful song emotionally, but it's not one of those songs that's going to get you like super hyped. And it wasn't quite to the point where it made me like want to cry, but like it's one of those songs that just sits with you. I feel like there's going to be a lingering impression of that song on me for like the rest of the day. It just sets this vibe and it just sits there and like makes you think about it. Even with the Hann Alone also playing, I felt my mind going back to the performance of Alone in Winter, and just kind of going, oh wow, that really hit. And it just kind of, lingering is probably the best word for it. It's an impact on you that just kind of sticks with you. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while. All right, next up we have HWAA and the music video, which I believe this is the title track for the album. Ooh. Reminds me a little bit of the Dreamcatcher Tree of Language, but it is like the tree going from summer to winter from Hann Alone in Winter. All right, Soyeon, sing it. Okay. Oh. She's in the bird's nest? Interesting. Oh, that vocalization just, oh. The visuals in this one too are just like unreal. They all look absolutely stunning. Okay. Oh, hold on. No, we're not going to the live yet. We're going to do a lyrics watch in just a second here. But initial thoughts, like musically, this one might be my favorite of the three, of between Hann Alone in Winter, and HWAA. This one might be my favorite just because vocally, it's just so stunning. If I were to like say which one was going to make me vibe out and like bop to it in the car, it's going to be Hann Alone. But I think musically, this one just hits hard. I'm really curious to see what it's about, and maybe I'll have some more thoughts about it after that. But like, because this is, I guess, the conclusion to the trilogy. I'll be interested to see how this relates to them regretting the breakup in the previous one, and if they've moved on, or if this is like feeling like they're being roped back into it. Either way, it does still have kind of a dark energy to the song. Like this is clearly not a happy song. Whether it's one that has a happy ending to the trilogy or not is a different story. But I mean, like, the song itself doesn't have like an upbeat, happy kind of vibe to it. So let's find out what it's all about. Yeah, so like we've gone from spring into winter. I wonder what the rope braid signifies. It is moving forward, though. They're making a fire to push back the winter and regain spring. Interesting. They're dealing with melting their frozen hearts after the end of the previous relationship. Ah, okay. So that's HWAA means fire. So this stage represents like that kind of loneliness and regret from the previous relationship. I do wonder what the crows or ravens could signify. So it's like a song about determination to not let the previous relationship ruin future ones and get themselves back to a place where they're welcoming love again. In that way, it kind of is a happy song, but or a hopeful song at least. I'm so glad you guys let me know that this was like part of a trilogy, because the context of the other two songs makes this song make so much more sense. Ah, okay, and that's what the flower signifies. Okay, yeah. Still... Are they like, is the hair braid kind of like Rapunzel? They're throwing it down to let a new suitor up? That's kind of my only guess on the hair braid rope thing. Is it like a Rapunzel reference? But yeah, the lyrics, you know, again, I think that even solidifies my enjoyment of the song even more, is that like, while it's not necessarily a happy ending in terms of the state of everything at the end of it, right? They've still been hurt and they've still had to push through it and move forward, but they've shown that they've found the resiliency to bounce back. And if they're not there yet, they're working towards it. So like, while it may not be a happy ending, it's at least a hopeful ending. Very cool concept. Like, and I love when groups do this kind of longer storyline throughout songs as like part of a concept. It's always really interesting. I've always wondered if there are like groups that do like full concept albums, like an entire storyline through all the songs of an album. There are some groups that I've listened to in the past that do that, not in K-pop, like the Decemberists are pretty famous for doing stuff like that. So it'd be really interesting to see if there are K-pop groups that do that too, because that's really cool. Anyway, let's check out the live stage of this. I expect it to be absolute fire, yes, pun intended. Ah, and we got an intro here too, okay. So they're in the winter outfits for this one. Okay. The face veil thing going on is a very striking look. Ooh. They took them off too. Interesting. Must be hard to dance in them, so I understand that. Uki with short hair looks great too, by the way. The kind of swirl of snow in the background is a really cool effect. Ooh. Oh, I didn't catch the thigh-high boots before. Fire. That slide up into the second note there. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the transition into fire. And then into spring. The fire burned through the ice and allowed the growth to happen again. I really love the symbolism there. Nice. The choreo was like very flowy, right? Like extremely flowy. It went really well with the styling that they went with this time. And there's this kind of like contrast between graceful and power in the choreo that I really like. Yeah, great song, great performance. Let's check out the dance practice. And they've got that intricate formation and hand movements at the beginning. I really like that move that they do. They've done it a couple of times now where they have the two people in the center and the person behind rotates around to the front when they take their vocal position. And there's the power. Yeah, when they're talking about fire in the lyrics, they switch into like more powerful choreo too. Nice. Hmm. Okay. Ooh, the jump and like the steps. I really do like when you watch a choreography video and you can hear the stomp from the footwork. There's just something about that just really hits different. But that ending chorus there had some really neat moves. And they do a lot to play with drawing your eye to different places in the choreo. And when groups do that really well, I really, really like it because it shows that both the choreographer and the group have a good understanding of how to accentuate certain things to help tell the story of the song. And especially for a song like this, it is super important, right? Because the whole trilogy of songs is one big story. So, like, yes, they stand on their own, but to weave through all three songs a single story and have the choreo highlight that really well makes it really special. Yeah, I dug that a lot. Okay, next up we have our next B-side, a song called Moon. And I believe we have a live performance of this as well afterwards. But let's check out the lyrics first. Okay. Are they asking for like dark time to get away from it all, to get away from the prying eyes? Okay. Oh, that guitar in the back. Ooh, that shifted vocal. The ticking of the clock in the back too, like sped up. It's like a timer almost. Wow. Okay, so to me, the lyrics of this song feel like the nighttime, specifically, nighttime when the moon is not out and bright, and this idea of darkness hides them from prying eyes, and it's a time where they can have privacy to be sad or to let it out and to reduce their stress and kind of feel what they need to feel away from the public, is the vibe that I'm getting, right? Like, it feels to me like this is a song about the stresses of fame, almost, right? They don't have all this time to themselves. They're always in the light. They're always having to put on that smile, and that perfect appearance. And they're begging for that time when the dark comes and no one's looking at them, to ease some of that stress. Which is a deeply sad concept, if it's true, right? Like, if that's the meaning behind it. Hopefully they don't, hopefully it is just one of those things that, yeah, they feel that way sometimes, but it's not an all the time kind of thing. Because I could imagine that feeling being absolutely overwhelming when you've got no time to yourself, away from the judgment of other people. But yeah, that all being said, I really love the sound of the song. I think this album so far has been kind of skirting the line between melancholy and hope as the vibes of the song throughout. And it's kind of an interesting thing, right? Because when I think of I Burn, I don't necessarily think of some of this sadness that goes along with the lyrics that we've been seeing. I kind of more think about this fiery passion, right? And the thing for me is I would have expected, if somebody told me I Burn, I would have expected something like Senorita on this album instead, right? That's the kind of thing I would think of when I think of I Burn. But I think it's also very apropos that it's like a burning through of these emotions to get yourself back into a healthy mindset. So I understand, or I think I understand, I could be wrong, this is just my interpretation. I think I understand where they're coming from with why they titled it this way. And it makes sense. It's just not something I would have thought of on my own. All right, let's check out their performance in Atlanta of Moon. The red moon specifically, too. Oh, that's cool that they cut out the lights before they started that. You get the silhouette. Oh, and the arms over their head signifying the moon itself. Oh, props to the stage director on this one for like the lighting design. Ooh. And then the eclipse at the end. Ooh, cool. Yeah. That's pretty striking, right? Like they did a very good job of like, again, tying in thematic elements to the lyrics in their performance and in the like stage direction and lighting. Yeah. I always love when it comes together like as a whole and really hammers home the message of the song, right? Like when a group really knows thematically and is tied deeply to the song when they self-produce, you get this a lot, right? Where they feel like all of the performances feel like a creative extension of the message that's intended by the song. And that's not to say other groups don't do it if they don't self-produce. You know, it's clearly possible, and I've seen groups do it, but it feels like it's easier for self-produced groups to experience that kind of creative outlet. Anyway, let's check out our next song called Where Is Love?
어두운 밤 창가에 바람을 머금다 문득 너가 떠올라 가볍게 웃었나 무너졌던 기억들이 조금씩 무뎌지고 너를 놓고 나를 찾고
Okay. Ooh.
앞에서 나 역시 잊혀진 감정은 상처를 내리고 이 세상에서 사라져 맥 없이 Like a smoke 참 뜨거웠던 너그 설렘으로 시작된 봄 여름 참 아팠던 겨울 아무도 떠올리지 못하게 된 love If I could let go 놓지 못한 미련들을 추억에 접어두고 너를 놓고 나를 찾고 미뤄뒀던 행복들이 하루를 두드리며
Okay, Shua.
나를 찾아 시간이 너무 늦어지고 기다림이 잊혀지고 그리 뜨겁던 사랑은 하늘 위로 터져 Where is love? Where is love? Where is love? 이렇게 사라질 거라면 왜 그리 뜨거웠던 건지 작은 흔적도 남기지 않은 채로 흩어져 Where is love?
Oof. So that again feels kind of like a extension of that trilogy a little bit, right? Like it feels like they've gone through that feeling of like we're looking for that passion, that spark to come back in HWAA to this, where they're thinking back on that time of that relationship, and it makes now they can laugh about it, but they're still looking, and they've forgotten that there's a period right in between the breakup and getting over it and finding something new, and they're looking for that love, that passion to come back and find someone new. But there's this kind of gap period is what this feels like, which is kind of cool. Like I think it ties in a little bit to this idea of like a full concept album a little further. I think there is a real possibility that they could have done that trilogy plus this and like maybe one or two other songs to like get into a new relationship, and they could have really had their own concept album with one big story. But I'm really enjoying this, actually. All right, next up, we don't have any special clips for Where Is Love, unfortunately, because it's a banger. I would have loved to see a live stage of it, but I couldn't find any. All right, next up we have Lost. Okay. Sujin's lower tone. Lost is the banger of the album.
널 사랑하는 나니까
Ooh, that's a line. If you forced yourself to erase me, I wish you would tell me how you did it. Oh. Ooh. Between Sujin's lower register, Uki's lower register, and Minnie's like very dreamy, breathy tone. Oh. That song just kind of like melts me. It's so good. Yeah, that I think at least so far is my favorite track on the album. Like, oh. It's such a vibe. Like I promise you while I'm editing this, I'm going to be listening to that over and over again. As well as I have a feeling that's going to be on the on repeat playlist for a while. Whew. No, that was stunning. All right. Next up, we have Dahlia. Okay, different vibe. Okay. Was not expecting that chorus.
Yeah. Love is win 또 다시 사랑에 덤비 My name is Bo 변할 거라고도 던지 불고 향을 취한 걸음은 다는 법 멈칫 없이 달려가는 중에 별빛처럼 노란 품이 점점 짙어지는 사랑의 컬러 돌이킬 수 없이 깊어져 벽을 다 헐어 모든 걸 뺏긴 난 그저 이 순간 I pray to God 제발 네 것은 영원히 아름답기를 화려함 속에 가려진 활짝 핀 미소 뒤에 감춰둔 네 모습은 보이는 것처럼 예쁠까 잊지 마요 달리야 위험해요 darling 나 혼자 간직한 채로 널 보고 싶어 My love is Dahlia Our love is Dahlia
I was not expecting the heavy synth beat in the chorus.
My love is Dahlia Our love is Dahlia 헤어날 수 없으니까 내게 No matter what they say I'll love me, love you anyway Cause you're my Dahlia 너무 아름다워 그저 눈으로 봐 스쳐 지나가도 매료된 향기에 빠져드네. Keep falling.
Interesting. I didn't expect it to end there. But yeah, like, I think that was a cool production wise. Like, that song really dragged me in, like, from a production standpoint. Like, it had a really cool synth heavy beat to it that was just like, I was jamming to it. And I am a little curious to, like, what the symbolism of the Dahlia is, because I have a feeling that that's heavily important to the meaning of the lyrics, like why they referenced the flower Dahlia specifically. It feels like it has some sort of significance in that, like, it looks pretty, but it's hiding something beneath it that is a little more on the sinister side of things. I could be wrong, but that's the context that I was picking up from the lyrics. And maybe I'll take a look at them a little more closely after seeing what a Dahlia is. That being said, the other thing that was kind of cool was, I think this is the most, like, time HWAA's had on a track, like, ever, maybe. It was a very even distribution. I mean, like, clearly Minnie had the most, but, like, if you look at the rest of these slices, they're all fairly even, which is pretty cool to see. Anyway, do we have... Oh, right. We have a special solo version of Dahlia from Minnie at one of their more recent world tours. I think I Am. Oh, is she playing the piano? Yeah. Oof. I didn't know she could play the piano. That's really cool. Ooh. It's got such a different vibe to it without the really synth beat going on. Oof. Was not expecting that kind of like heavy drum beat to come in, but I'm here for it. Whew, that high note. All right, Minnie. Oh, that was really cool. I kind of wonder if there's like a studio version of that anywhere, because that was fire. She killed that, absolutely murdered it. I'm kind of surprised because I imagine it would be extremely hard to fill that song with just one person's voice after hearing it with everybody. And it's such a big feeling song, especially with that heavy synth and like this kind of very larger than life vibe to it. And she stripped it back for the beginning, but when that breakdown hits in the first chorus and like the drums come in and like the rest of the production comes in, I was like, oh, okay. We're not really going for the stripped back like singer-songwriter vibe. We're going for the full like fill this whole thing by ourselves kind of sound, and it just worked. It worked really, really well. But yeah, I love this album, guys. Like, I think there's not a single bad song on it. It's not really a album that's like got a dance bop to it, or like something that's gonna really get you up and moving out of your seat, like like a Dum Dee Dum Dee or something like that. But it thematically all flows together extremely well, and has some really cool messaging in the lyrics, and it just as like a piece of art in an entire package is like extremely well crafted. Yeah, I dug this a lot, man. I think Lost is my favorite sounding track. And it's a toss up between Moon and HWAA for like my favorite message of the album. Like Moon from a kind of a sad perspective, and HWAA from a hopeful one, right? Like it feels like they portray two different sides of the feelings of this album, because it seems like this album oscillated back and forth between like this deep melancholy and hope for the future, which is a really interesting spot to be at. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for us for today, guys. So until next time, love you. Bye.